Hi there, Paul from the Church Co here. I'm going to give you a quick demo of our platform so you can get about your day. And if you want to try it yourself, there's a free 14-day trial, but we're just going to touch on all of the elements here and really quickly walk you through the platform. So when you first sign up, this is your dashboard. Quick access, all of your navigations here. You can get all of your pages, your branding, all of that is set here, your colors, your fonts, easily changed at any time, which means if you rebrand later, you can change it here and your whole website will update. You can set your themes. Again, really cool one-click redesign feature. You can see how any page will look in any theme, and you're never locked in. So if you want to try one and then you want to try something else, very easy to do at any time. I'm going to keep it on the default here because I quite like this float theme. So really quickly, everything else as well is tied here. Our events, your groups, your sermons, your people, giving if you use it. But you can also connect any of your systems through this integrations page. You can connect Planning Center, you can connect Tithely, you can connect PushPay, CCB, all of that, Church Suite. It's all done through here, and when you do that, the data from those platforms will just flow right in. So you don't have to update your website and update your CHMS. When you update your CHMS, your website will also update. So let's get into it. You're probably here for the main feature, which is the website editor. So we'll just really quickly look at the home page and we'll go over how this works. So we are a design first editor. You can point and click, you can outline text, you can underline text, you can add new elements. You can see here I've got this system here called Smart Text, so you update your service times in a different place, but that way if you ever have to change them, you update that one thing, updates everywhere. If you ever make a mistake or you want to undo something, you've got this undo button. It'll let you go right back to the beginning. You can easily adjust the alignment of things. You can change the photos. You can set the tint. You can set the gradient. All of this stuff. You can do background videos, background images, carousels. Going quickly, but just kind of want to make this quick for you guys. One thing to note here, you can select from all of these things. So if you want to add an events block, you can search events. If you want to add Planning Center, you can search Planning Center. Everything is done here. So this is the visual editor. You can point and click, reaching our community. Oh, throw that. Right, nice and easy. Everything is mobile responsive out of the box. You never have to design for mobile. You can just design, and the system's smart enough to make those adjustments for you. If this is ever too much for you, or you have volunteers that you think wouldn't be great at this, you can also jump into Simple Editor, which is the same thing. It's just more of a form. So you can just point and click. You can add your information here, and it'll live update on the site. So that's the basics of the the editor. Everything is drag and drop. You can move these things around as needed, and you can add more elements as well. So that's how the designer works. Again, if you ever make a change or you have a volunteer that makes a change and you want to kind of undo that, you've got a full revision history here. You can see who made the change and you can roll back and undo those things, even if they've been saved. So quite a volunteer-friendly platform. We will discard our changes and head back here. So the other thing you'll probably find yourself doing a lot is adding events. So we can come into the event system. We've got some template events here. As an example, you can see that you would just add a start time, add an end time. You can add any sort of description here, like join us for this event. You can add buttons to RSVP. You can say, it's happening at Disney World. You can put the address in. You can add a RSVP form. You can make it recurring even. Say it happens at weekly on Wednesdays. There's a bunch of different options there. For each event, you can add an image. You can also add tagging. So this event is tagged by the youth group at the West Campus. Now what that means is when you're on the youth group page, you can add that events block and say, show me only events that are tagged with youth group. So it's a really dynamic platform. You've got, again, all those advanced settings, SEO, all of that. So this is kind of the basis of the entire content editor. You can schedule things to go live. You can mark it as a draft. You can do all of these things through here. Again, that undo button takes you right back to the beginning, and you can always preview the website. The same is true of Connect Groups and Sermons. I'll dive into Sermons real quick, though. So how this works is you have what's called a channel, you have a series, and you have sermons. We call them episodes because they could use them as like classes or online resources. But for us, it's an episode which is in a series, and a series is in a channel. The reason there's multiple channels is because some people have multiple campuses, or you might want to have like a podcast that's separate to your Sunday sermons, so that would be a different channel. So you add your video here, you can upload your audio, you can add in a link to external audio if you use that. If you're on an ultimate plan, you can use this to transcribe that, which will help with SEO. And then you've also got all your tagging here. So you can say like this sermon is part of the intentional series, which is in the Sunday Sermons channel. The contributor was John Doe, and it happened at the West Campus. You can also add our sermon notes here, which means when people are following along, they can be on their phone, they can take notes, save it to their profile, all of that type of stuff. Again, the interface is quite similar to what you saw in events. You can add descriptions, all of that type of stuff. What's nice is that, if I do actually come and look at how this looks, if I go to the sermon page, on the front end of the actual website, again, the design can be whatever you like. You can see I've got this. I can click in here, and I can click in here and see the actual sermon, follow along, take my own notes, all of that. I can browse all of that type of stuff. It's really like a Netflix style experience. If you don't like that layout though, you do have the option to just list everything out here. And again, you can sort and filter by all of these things. So quite easy for people to kind of navigate around. Let me get back into the resource center here. The other nice thing is we have this really cool system, which is a prayer system. There might not be any requests in this demo account, but it lets people submit prayer requests, and then you can moderate them. So in here, so basically, you'll get an email when one's submit it. You can either approve it right from the phone, or you can come in here and moderate the request. You get some breakdowns as well here. It makes a really nice feed for people so that they can see that there's, they can say, hey, I've prayed for this, and like it with an emoji. And it kind of lets the community know that, you're here for them, which is really nice. We do have some things like a people system, and we also have a giving system, and we have a mobile app as well. So all of those are kind of built into the platform. We touched on these integrations real quick, but what I want to do real quick is show you kind of like a real quick how to build a page from scratch, and maybe to use one of those connections like the Planning Center integration. So I'll come here, I'll hit new page. You can see we've got all of these templates you can choose from. So you're never kind of starting from scratch. But if you wanted to, you could say like, you could do that, and you could just create your own page and not select a template. So I'll just make a page called Planning Center. Create this real quick. So it's a blank page. I'll add a hero, PCO example. Let's set a nice image. What do we got here? This is good for now. And then what I want to do is I want to add, I'll search PCO, and let's add the calendar. And I might switch it to list view, so you can see all the upcoming events. Let's search PCO again, and let's do the Connect Group system. So I'll change this to a different color background. So you can see I've got all the filtering here. This is reading directly from Planning Center. Registrations, same thing, straight from Planning Center. And you can even do sermons. Let's see, right here, if you do channels, we select a channel, sermons. We should get a nice feed of this when it loads in. There we go. So yeah, this is all connected to Planning Center. You can see that that's really easy to set up, which means your website will always stay up to date. So as far as the system works, we will build the website for you for free as part of any of the yearly plans. Or you can, of course, build it yourself. But you can see here's our pricing. You get 2 months free if you pay yearly, plus that free website build. So the basic plan is just the basics of a website. So it's kind of what you saw with the website editor, the events, and the sermons. The premium plan is when it really starts to get more powerful. So everything on basic, plus you get the Planning Center integration, the Pushpay, the Church Suite integration, a Church Online interface, a members portal for your members to log in, so you can have private content as well, the digital prayer system, the small groups, sermon notes, and even chat rooms for streaming online. As well as that smart text replace I touched on at the very beginning. So you can update your text in one place, and if you ever change it in the one place, it goes everywhere else. The ultimate plan is basically it's like all of the website features from the premium plan, but you also get a native mobile app. And then you also get access to our Ultimate Design team. So basically, it's a fully managed plan where if you, instead of logging in and wanting to make changes yourself, you can just send us the request and we will make those changes for you. So, it lets you kind of focus more on pastoring your people. And then from our end, we become the web team for your church. All of our kind of AI features are available in this plan as well, like auto tagging your images, transcribing your sermons. We've got a smart TV digital signage system that lets you power all smart TVs in your physical church building from in here, and then all of that. So these are our main website plans. We do have some marketing plans as well, where we'll run, it's all of the same features as the Ultimate plan, but we'll actually run the Google Ads grant for your church or do local SEO and AEO management. AEO is how to optimize your website to get found through AI. And then this is the full marketing is the combination of those two things. So if you are looking for like the next step is in addition to just having a website builder and app, you can add on these things. You can also upgrade and downgrade at any time without having to get us involved. It's all done through this page. So yes, that's a very quick overview of the entire platform, everything you need to know. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us here and chat to us. So hope you have a good rest of your day.